Hi, Secret Fans. It honestly doesn't matter if you can't see my face because I just want you to listen to my words. Here is some financial things that I found out later in life. First thing, people are always talking about going to a foreign place and buying whatever the product is at that foreign place. If you have the means to do so and you want to, go ahead. But you do have to realize that you do have to go to customs, you do have to declare it, and you do have to pay a duty on it. A duty on it is a payment that you have to pay for the goods that you have purchased in a different country. And the reason why is because it is there to help with stabilizing the economy, because it may be cheaper in, say, China to get gold than it is in, I don't know, Ireland. That's just an example. And if you know about this, people will try to use it as a loophole. But the duty is there to be like, hey, you still have to pay. Yes, you did get the gold. Yes, you paid for the gold, but you still have to declare it. And you still have to pay for you to take this gold back with you. It is there to stabilize the economy. Next thing, the reason why it is so important for people not to bring things back from different countries, especially plants and animals, is because it will fuck up the damn ecosystem. There are snails. I think they're called apple snails. They're evil. They lay these red egg clusters rapidly because they reproduce in extremely fast rates, and they're evil. They're an invasive snail species that kills out native snails, takes over it, and is very aggressive to plant life and can pass on diseases that are very harmful to the plant and to people who eat it. They're not good in the slightest. Them and their egg clusters should be eradicated. And for customs to be there for the checking of the plants and the animals and stuff like that is very important, because they reproduce at an alarming rate, and you really do not want, and I mean you do not want them to come up in your shit and fuck up everything. You just don't. It's like, yeah, you wanted to bring back your favorite tea with you, but tea looks a lot like phenol, and you just really need to make sure that's what it is, and you don't have any bugs or anything up in your shits. Next thing, this is about beneficiaries. Listen, if you feel that it's necessary to make a person your beneficiary, by all means, please do. But I would really think that we really need to move away from that. Make people beneficiaries. Instead, we need to make businesses. We need to make places. We need to make, and if you really could, make an trust fund or a bond your beneficiary to whatever it is. If it's a business, $50 million, your auntie cigar holder, whatever, instead of a person. I honestly feel like it's disgusting, repulsive, and downright despicable. But people in this world are like that. And everybody has their role. Some people really are put on this earth to just burn, kill, and destroy. And that is their purpose. Do I want them here? No. I don't want them here. That's their purpose. And to make it even harder for these people to do what they do, like make you look crazy or to somehow steal your inheritance somehow and you not know about it, or shit like that. Like, it just would be so much more harder for them to do shit like that if you didn't leave it into somebody's name, instead of leaving it into a trust that may belong to a cat. They ain't getting that damn money. They can't. Their trust belongs to that cat. And that trust belongs to them. They're not getting that fucking money. Boo-hoo, cry about it. Because you're not doing it. It's not happening. Or another popular thing that rich people do that I commend. Like, they'll have the business and they'll make like their dad or their cousin an employee of the business and give them access to the company and to a certain amount of the assets. So then that way they're not the beneficiary, the company is, but they still do have access to certain amount of assets that will help them stay afloat. You know what I mean? So in that way, they're not getting robbed and they're not getting manipulated out of the money that they rightfully is theirs. And then also they have a stable living. They have a stable income, and they also have something that they can do with their lives. Because sometimes people need a purpose. And they can do that. Especially if, like, they've been taught the ropes of how this business works and this is what you're supposed to do. It's going to continue to be successful. Do you know what I mean? Okay. This is another thing, too, that people do that I wouldn't say I like, but people do it. Okay, so people who are high brackets, they will buy a property on credit. And by them buying a property on credit, they're not liquefying their assets, but they're putting their assets online as credit to buy the property. After they have done that and they secure the property, then they'll refinance the home. And refinancing the home will pay off that loan, which was the credit of their assets. So in that way, they really didn't spend the money, but they had the money technically to buy that property and then got their money back from the refinancing. And people do that, like I said, who have or higher tax brackets, they can do things like that. They do that quite often to get the car or the very luxurious homes, but they don't have to truly liquidate their assets. They just use them as, I wouldn't say collateral, but as credit, as a line of credit. And then after that goes through, then they can pay off that loan, which is the line of credit, with the refinancing, which pay them back. this also is another one that I personally have been, I wouldn't say a victim of, but it had happened to me. Please do not, and I mean please do not, let people put things in your name. Parents have even done this. Parents have put things in their kids' names. Don't let them do it to you. Because the name that is on that bill is the name that is responsible for it. And if you're a child and they put something in your name, of course it's going to go through because you don't have any credit. You don't have anything bad on your credit. You don't have anything, really. So of course it's going to go through. So of course they're going to be able to do that. But I wouldn't let them do that. I would be like, hey, especially when you're before you turn 18 and then even afterwards, do not allow people to put things in your name without your consent and full understanding of it. Do not allow it. That is making you legally liable for it. Your name is on it. You are responsible for it legally. Do not allow people to do that to you. Don't do that. Don't co-sign for people. Don't let them put their stuff in your name. I wouldn't do it. Because it's just going to damage your credit. It damages their credit. And you are now legally liable for that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. There's some other things too that I'm trying to think of. If your parents have a family business and they want you to take it over, it is up to you. If you feel that you are passionate about keeping the tradition going and keep going with this path in your life, you know what, then do you. But I just feel like if this is not something you want to do and you know that they're in a ton of debt, I wouldn't keep going with it, because if it doesn't get paid off and they get their business becomes bankrupt or they die before they can really do it, that shit automatically gets thrown onto you because you're part of the family business. And then it's just a whole lot of burdens of debt that's not even yours, but now it's yours because the person whose burden it was is dead. And it's a family business. You're literally part of that business. So it's going down to the next chain of command. Because it happens sometimes. Sometimes you don't realize that the next chain of command is the one who now has the burden with the debt. And that shit really come out of left field sometimes. Okay. Another thing that people who are in higher tax brackets do is diversified incomes. Diversified incomes means have more than one stream of income. Having a diversified stream of income is the true way to financial freedom. This means not that you should freaking work yourself to death, but it means that you need to have more than one stream of income coming in at all times to truly be able to live comfortably. this could be because maybe your main hustle is you teach, but then you also have an income of a side hustle of doing hair. That can be considered a dual income because you have two incomes coming in to your household, which will give you an extra safety net of abundance. The best way to achieve dual income is to have a passive income. And how you could have passive income is that you could set up something electronically, like, say, you at one summer decided that you wanted to become the best guitar player ever, and now you're very good at it. And people are there who want to learn guitar, and I'm 98% certain there is. You can make a course to where you teach guitar, and then you can make it to where you can electronically any time of the day, anywhere of the day, as long as they pay, they will get the download of the PDF or the video, of course, whatever like that, instantly to them. And you really didn't have to do anything besides that one time of setting it up, that one time of making sure that, the PDFs are right or the video was right and that, this link works and this and that. But then after you set that up, all people have to do is find it, pay, and download. And you literally make passive income. And now you have dual income because you might be actively working at being a teacher at a school, but your passive income is the guitar lessons that you had set up on your website or on a website that's for people who like Skillshare. Yeah, like Skillshare. People just, pay, download it, bam, that easy. And it's so much more easier on you too because you don't have to worry about inventory because it's infinite. You don't have to, and you don't have to worry about making time for it because it can be anytime, any day. You already did what you needed to do. And also, next, which can also be a passive income. The stock market can be a passive income. It's very scary and very intimidating. It is, but it's not as intimidating as it seems. There's a lot of numbers and there's a lot of craziness and there's a lot of big no's and a lot of big yeses. But you don't have to know everything you need to know before investing a tiny bit. You don't even gotta invest a lot. There's also another misconception people have is that they have to have thousands to invest in the stock market. You don't. You can invest in the stock market like $1 a month into a safe stock that you've researched on and you studied for a while and invest that $1 a month, and then you'll get your dividends. And you'll get your dividends when the stock's doing really good. You'll get your dividends, and if the stock's not doing that great, you didn't lose that much. It was only $1. And you can continue to invest in that, and you can get your toes wet. And if there's something you're super passionate about, you can continue to keep learning, continue to keep thriving, and then become more and more ambitious about your collection of shares in your portfolio. something else that I can think of at the time that are of, the financial tips that I've learned later in life that could help you. I say that, but then I just thought of one. I wouldn't say that it's a flex, or I wouldn't say it's a finesse, but I do see people who do this, and there's some people like myself who can't because we don't fit the requirements. Blood work and plasma. There's always 100% a constant need for more blood to be donated, more plasma to be sold, because labs like biotechnicians, which, by the way, biotechnicians is a hard yes for me. Yes, sir. Anyway. Besides me being thirsty, they use those little cells to learn how viruses and bacteria react, how well does, a product work. We're doing this vaccine, we need to get this and get that, They need those cells. They need the plasma, they need the blood to move forward, to find better discoveries, and for us to have a general better wellness of life. So people go to the plasma banks and sell their plasma. And you get some nice change. You do. And it's like a win-win. You don't get any money for donating your blood, but you do get a pen and, a pat on the back and a cookie. But a lot of people do sell their plasma. And you get a little nice change. And you really didn't have to do much besides give your plasma. But some people like myself who can't fit in that bracket because we're underweight, and it's not that, we're malnourished or anything. It's just, we're just too tiny to do it. So that's how some people, get their coins, especially in a pinch. That's how some people get their coins. But I can't do that. And it's not like, even if I want, it's not like, even if I could, I wouldn't do it for that anyway. I would just do it because I wanted to, because, just because I want to give back, but it's not an option for me anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can't really think of anything else. Okay. I'll see you guys later in Secret Pants. Tell me what you guys think. Any financial tips that you guys have found out that really helps. And, that's not a fucking scam. And that's not you need to do like 16 million other things to get to it type of, financial tips.